59, 59 and 5 over, so nice signal indeed. And yeah, I'm interested to see if this shack I'm working on now is actually working. It's my fourth contact on 40, newly built shack, and I've got my radio out of a box after 2 years. My amplifier also out of a box after 2 years. I just wondered if there's any spiders hiding in there, Mark. MW0IDT.
Yeah, MW0IDT, M0JCF returning in. Radio sounding absolutely spot on and perfect, old man. Absolutely spot on. And nice to get the signal from that tiny village of Cardiff there in the south of France. I wish we were, mate, with the weather we've got at the moment. The south of Wales there. But yeah, it's sounding lovely, mate. If there were any spiders, they're either toasting themselves next to a MOSFET transistor or whatever, or they've all left home and thought, no, we're not having this, that racket coming out. I'll tell you the radio I'm using, and I'm really pleased to be working you. You're my second contact, actually, on this old Trio TS-520S. So what is it, late 70s, or turn of 1980 maybe? But I bought it 3-4 months ago. Ostensibly it was all working and all lovely, and I plugged it all in and I read the manual and that, you know, because these are old analog hybrid radios and I've wanted one for years. And you know, and I went through the manual on the tuning and everything, got it all exactly as per the manual. But what was happening, I was listening to people keying up, they were hearing me, and when I unkeyed, they were no longer on frequency. So I'd spin the dial slightly, they'd come back in, but now I was transmitting on a completely different frequency. Just could not fathom it out. And I went through the manual several times thinking I'd had you know, issues with the way I was driving the rig, because normally I'd use a TS-520S or loads of other old rubbish that I've got hanging around, but you know, and I really wanted to use this radio anyway. You know, I paid 150 quid for it. You know, inverted commas working and that, and I'm thinking, well, do you know what, I could go down the road of, oi mate, this radio don't work, and then find out I was driving it wrong, so egg on my face. Or, you know, there was loads of reasons, like it'd been bounced around, because I picked it up and put it on the seat of the car with a seatbelt round it, and who knows, I might have bounced it or something. Anyway, cut a long story short, I took it to someone who knows what they're talking about inside radios. I'm okay with basic maintenance, but and even home brewing, etc. But these old hybrid and valve radios, you know, I'm thinking that there could be more than one issue, and it turned out that there was a dirty relay that actually got replaced. I think the contacts were intermittent on the transmit receive. Also, the AGC was a bit lame, and the IF amplifier, I think it's the first IF amplifier, was completely deaf. So yes, it was like one fault after another, but you know, the geezer charged me 30 quid, he completely aligned it and everything, and here we are today. And so you're my second contact on 40 meters. I'm putting out about 130 watts into a 90-foot long wire, and that's going via an MFJ manual tuner. So that's the story this end, mate, and I hope that my report was good enough for you. 5 and 9 plus 20, and as I say, the audio absolutely fine, and either the spiders are either loving it or they completely buggered off somewhere else. Back to you, MW0IDT, M0JCF.
M0JCF, MW0IDT. Well, your radio sounds very nice indeed, very natural audio and solid signal. You were peaking 10 dB over a point there, running a little bit more power. First time I've used my amp since I got it out of the box for 2.5 years. It rings just under 200 watts from an ACOM. And the radio, my old Yaesu ST2000, very fond of this radio. A lot of people don't like them, but I really do like it. I have been operating off an ICOM 7410, kind of my portable radio, really, with a bit of coax running out the window for the last 2.5 years. So that's what happens when you move house, priorities. But I finally got some time to build my shack. It's taken me 3 weeks, and yeah, quite pleased with it. And it's just first contact on 40, so yeah, I'm very, very pleased indeed, and glad to be making it over to Sidcup. And yeah, I'm in Trantwit Major, which is overlooking the Bristol Channel, and I know what you mean about problems with radios and tracking down what the blooming problems are. That ICOM I was using, 7410, dreadful radio. I could not attach it to my amplifier, that's why it went back in the box. And there's a problem with it, the ALC overshoot, completely uncontrollable, and you just key up and you'd be spiking the amp up to 500-600 watts just with a 10 watt input. Ridiculous. He's a new circuit board and of course ICOM and not interested. So, oh well, something portable there. I'll put it back, M0JCF from MW0IDT.
Yeah, MW0IDT, M0JCF returning. Well, do you know what? It didn't miss a beat on that over that you was giving me. Now, the audio is absolutely superb. It's a lovely tone to it, and I don't think you're going to have any problems with it. Power-wise, I mean, there isn't a lot in it, is there? I mean, between 130 watts, 200 watts, not a lot in it. But, yeah, it's sounding really good, mate. It's sounding really good. And as I say, it's nice for us to both be doing a first. I like old radios and I like homebrew. I mean, I like QRP homebrew. I know I'm not running QRP today, which is a contradiction in terms. I do like QRP. I do like homebrew radios. I've got a few that I'm working on, but I am a Kenwood fan. As I say, I'm currently have 8 Kenwoods and only 1 or 2 Yaesus. I've got an old Lincoln, President Lincoln at the moment, I'm using for 10 meters sporadic E, and then I've actually got also a converted CB, just an old 40 channel CB radio from the 1980s, 2781, but it's been converted to 29 megs and has the 100 kilohertz shift on it as well. So I haven't used that one in anger so far this year. I've had too many little pies that I've dipped my fingers into, but there you go. It's all anarchy, mate. It's all anarchy. We just fire it up as we go along, as the mood takes me, and use it. I mean, one of the trios I use is an old TR-2200GX, a little 12 channel crystal controlled rig with only about 3 channels that are usable. The rest are repeater channels, but it's got the calling channel and I think 1 or 2 other open, like not open channels. What's the word I want? Just a channel you can QSY to actually have a radio. It puts out 1 watt. It's a lovely little rig. I bought it silent key for a £5, and then I've got a homebrew amplifier, linear amplifier if I need it, and with the 1 watt input gives me sort of 18-20 watts out, so a nice bit of gain there, and it's lovely and linear as well for a homebrew linear amplifier, and that goes into a 2 meter band J pole. But there you go. It's I love me old rubbish, as they say. I do refer to it as rubbish because a lot of people are actually junking all this stuff or selling it off cheap. And I tell you what, there's a lot of people out there are really missing a trick, I feel, like this TS-520S. Yes, it's only a sidebands and CW, and it hasn't got all the bells and whistles, doesn't even have a digital readout, and but as I've just proved, this radio's working as far as I'm concerned. Now it's been fettled, it's working perfectly, and hopefully will give me years and years of trouble-free use. I'm planning on using it quite a bit over the next couple of weeks, and then what I'll do is I'll get tired of it and I'll go back to one of the others, and then I'll revisit it later. But I'm rambling, and as you can tell, Ian, I do love to ramble, but what I am going to do is I'm going to let you call a bit more CQ, have a few more contacts, seeing as I was your first and on 40 meters with that radio, and be a bit tiresome and a bit rude if I was to hog it all day. And as I say, I can let me I've got the runaway mouth syndrome, and I think I just like the sound of my own mouth. That's what it is, Ian. But lovely to get you in the logbook for the first time. I've just checked QRZ, and I haven't worked you as an M0. I may done it as a 2E0 and as an M6, but that'll be something we talk about another time. Okay there, Ian, all the very best to you. I'm going to let you have an over to sign off, and let you carry on and see if you can get some further contacts maybe into the continent. Mike Whiskey 0 IDT M0JCF.
M0JCF MW0IDT. Really, thanks a lot. I really appreciate the call as well, and the kind reports on what we're sounding like here. got a few little jobs to do just to tidy up, but we'll make a couple more calls, and yeah, I really appreciate that, and look forward to catching you again. Unusual conditions at the moment. There's a couple of complete dropouts for a few seconds, and you're straight back up again, and it's not you, it is the band, I think, there, Mark. So, many thanks, and I wish you the very best 73s M0JCF from MW0IDT 73.
Okay, one other thing, Ian, before you go, can I just confirm you're on 7178? It's okay, I'm just getting used to the analog dial again. Can I confirm you're on 7.178?
179, actually.
Okay, yeah, and if I read what it was, I was looking at the centre notch on the dial. I needed the lower sideband notch, and yeah, I tell you, it's lovely. It's lovely getting used to all this old stuff and learning it again, you know. And yeah, it does make you sit back and think about amateur radio and what it really is, rather than just switching on a ubiquitous black box with a waterfall display, pointing your finger on the screen and letting the radio do it for you. I know that's simplistic, but that sort of gives you an idea. Look, I'm rambling again. All the very best, mate. 73, best wishes to you and the family, and bye-bye for now. M0JCF now going proper clear.
Many thanks, Mark. I do know what you mean. I still like the swinging needle for reports there. So many thanks for 73s. And this is Mike Whiskey Zero, India Delta Tango calling CQ and listening for any more calls.